Chapter 1, text number 2. दृष्ट्वा तु सञ्जय उवाच दृष्ट्वा तु पाण्डवानिकं युद्धं दुर्योधनस्ततः आचार्यम् उपसङ्गम्य राजवाचानमब्रवीत्. Translation purport is given by his divine grace Sri Bhaktivedanta from Srila Prabhupada. Translation. Sanjaya said, O king, after looking over the army arranged in military formation by the sons of Pandu, King Duryodhana went to his teacher and spoke the following words. Please remember the situation of what Sanjay is speaking. O king, after looking over the army arranged in the military formation by the sons of Pandu, King Duryodhana went to his teacher and spoke the following words. Purport. Dhritarashtra was blind from birth. Unfortunately, he was also bereft of spiritual vision. He knew very well that his sons were equally blind in the matter of religion, and he was sure that they could never reach an understanding with the Pandavas, who were all pious since birth. Still, he was doubtful about the influence of the place of pilgrimage. Still, he was doubtful about the influence of the place of the pilgrimage, and Sanjaya could understand his motive in asking about the situation on the battlefield. Sanjay wanted therefore to encourage the despondent king and thus assured him that his sons were not going to make any sort of compromise under the influence of the holy place. Sanjay therefore informed the king that his son Duryodhana, after seeing the military force of the Pandavas, at once went to the commander-in-chief, Dronacharya, to inform him of the real position. Although Duryodhana is mentioned as the king, he still had to go to the commander on account of the seriousness of the situation. He was therefore quite fit to be a politician. But Duryodhana's diplomatic veneer could not disguise the fear he felt when he saw the military arrangement of the Pandavas. Although Duryodhana is mentioned as a king, he still had to go to the commander on account of the seriousness of the situation. He was therefore quite fit to be a politician, but Duryodhana's diplomatic veneer could not disguise the fear he felt when he saw the military arrangement of the Pandavas. Omagyanatimirandasya Gyananjana चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकधामह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम् वञ्चाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधरा शिवसदि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गं लङ्घाय च गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरु दीनतारिणं हरे कृष्ण. So actually the words of the Drashta revealed the state of the jiva who doesn't follow the regulative principles given by the acharyas. His question is itself is a state of anxiety. Oh, what is the question? What is my son doing? Or what are my family members doing? And then how is the situation right now? Because this is Dharma Kshetra, na? Kurukshetra is a Dharma Kshetra. If that is a Dharma Kshetra, then what's happening there? Hare Krishna, dear Balaram Swarup Prabhu, your video is enabled. Hare Krishna, thank you. So devotees, an interesting aspect is is actually asking a question which is filled with anxiety. Now Sanjay has to reply to that question because it's a Kurukshetra. Kurukshetra means there's a Dharma Kshetra. That's why the word Dharma Kshetra, Kurukshetra, Samaveta Yutsava. And then Sanjay is actually giving an answer to that. If that is the Dharma Kshetra, that we are not Dharma, no? We don't follow Dharma. That means we are at a stake. That means we are at a problem. For example, you went to DMV office, for your driving license, doing a test. But you never learned how to drive. You think you will pass the exam? At the place where we have to give yield, we drive. Immediately, the moment we drive at the place of the yield, then that's a problem, right? He will fail later. He'll fail right away because we don't know the details. How to stop, where to stop, what to do, and how are you putting our brakes. If you are putting fast brakes, it means he understands this person doesn't know. He's in anxiety. He will fail the test. He says you come back again after learning. That means what is that? Dharma Kshetra means you should follow Dharma. Kurukshetra means you should follow regulative principles. Only those personalities are there, then for them there is no problem. But this, Dhritarashtra, Duryodhana, they don't follow Dharma. That's why he's in a state of anxiety. For example, another very instance. Let's say you're attending an exam. You did not prepare for the exam. What would be the state of consciousness? Perplexed. Because we don't know what to do. We will look here and there, try to find and steal from the other papers, steal from our friends. So that's the natural state. Because why? Because we never followed anything. Likewise, the principles of dharma, whoever follows the dharma, then for them dharma kshetra is real dharma kshetra. For example, if you are very sincerely practicing Krishna consciousness, then if you're in Tampa, you're in Vrindavan, you're in New Vrindavan, you're in Mayapur, doesn't matter where you are. If you're in India, America, doesn't matter. But if you are very pure, that means your consciousness is elevated. You don't have to worry. Your real worry is how to please the acharyas, how to please the Lord. That's the only real worry. Because you're actually following dharma. Other than that pleasing, there is no other thing actually. Please understand. That's why dharma kshetra is very prominent in one's life. Now a question is being asked because a father naturally, he'll ask the teacher, how is my son doing? Because he knows his son is not studying at home. He's in perplexed state. So likewise, Dhritarashtra is also asking, there's a problem here. Because Krishna is on the side of Pandavas. Then our children, they're not good. He knows that. He knows. That's why he's asking, is there a chance of winning this battlefield? That is the very prominent question. And then through that question itself, he's actually doing a separation activity. Please try to understand. Now, Sanjaya, as a reciprocation, he's telling. What is he telling? Because he's seeing everything now. He's telling now Duryodhana is actually going to Dronacharya, his teacher, to ask about the situation. That is what he's telling. So now, actually, Prabhupada gave us a beautiful explanation in the purport we discussed. The second devotee, Sanjaya Vacha. Sanjay is actually speaking. If he doesn't see anything, what he will speak? He's seeing everything. That means he received that mercy. When a sadhaka receives mercy, then he can do something, some service. For example, we've been given that mercy, to wake up our DPs, to chant Hare Krishna, to follow four agreed principles. It is all mercy. We've been given that. We've been kept in that state. It's not the Jiva's endeavor. Jiva's endeavor is only to desire. The manifestation is actually coming from the Lord. Krishna is so merciful. He gives everything if we desire in the right way. Because he knows everything. He knows our inabilities, our problems, our issues, our concerns. He knows. He's just waiting. Forget about all of that. Just surrender to me. Just come to me. I'll protect you. Don't worry. Don't worry. You don't have to worry. That's okay. Relax. Example, if a patient goes to the hospital, he's kind of tensed because he has some problem in the body. This is the first time he's seeing that problem. And the doctor first says, relax. I'll take care of you. Don't worry. You're in good, you're in good situation. Relax. But there are some doctors who say, oh, what's gonna happen? So you're perplexed. Especially in some doctors. They say, call your parents or call your wife, call your children. They put us in anxiety right away itself. You have to admit, you have to do this, you have to do that. Some doctors are very nice. Now, why am I telling this is the situation is same. Same person went to one doctor with the same problem. He was perplexed. He was already in perplexed. He became more perplexed. Then he switched to the doctor. To going to the other doctor, issue same problem. He did not, nothing, problem was not solved, but the doctor pacified him. Exactly Sanjay is going to do this pacification to Dhritarashtra right now. He says, you don't have to worry, they're in good hands, they're in safe hands right now. Right now, the battlefield did not begin. Just relax, I will tell everything. See, this is the nature of a Vaishnava. They do not keep the other person in anxiety. Please understand. Because they know everyone is part and parcel of the Lord. Just like I am Amsha, everyone else is also Amsha, part and parcel of the Lord. They did not realize, that's all. Once they realize, they will also come to the beautiful state. There is a thin line, but dear devotees, there is a thin line between knowledge and realization. To Sanjaya or to anyone, to Narada Muni, to Vyasadeva, everything, for everyone it has been given. One is an exception. Likewise, these things will be given to us as a gift. Who doesn't want gifts? We want that mercy. Through that mercy, dear devotees, what is happening? Essence, the sweet thing is coming out. Then the moment the doctor pacified the patient is okay. No? See, you just relax. That's okay. I'm like your friend. Don't worry. I'll do some tests. I'll tell you what to do. Just relax. Just the words, dear devotees, the words which are coming from the person, that itself gives solace, satisfaction to the heart. If we believe, if we have relationship with that person, please understand. There's a lot in relationship. It's like a mother tells the child, the son comes and then tells mother, Amma, I failed in an exam. Father will be very upset with me. You do something. Because you are my only go-to. Don't know anyone. Mother will try to pacify the child first. That's okay. I'll talk to your father. He'll be okay. Just as words is satisfied, the child can peacefully sleep in the night. So the words do matter a lot, dear. What we are speaking to the others, how we are speaking with others, what is the motive and intention. Dear devotees, if the intention is also very pure, then whatever you speak will satisfy the other person's. That's what our acharyas speak. Srila Prabhupada, his wonderful followers, that's what they do. Because they are very dear to the Lord. They are very dear to his devotees. The words which are emanating is very important. Now, sometimes the truth, not sometimes, most of the times the truth is little heavy. So that is also for our benefit only. It is not like, oh, this is truth, this is an absolute truth. My consciousness is this. How can I come to that state? They say to be dependent, but it's difficult. So it's good. Understanding that this is difficult. This is I cannot do by myself. That is good actually. That is a good state of context, consciousness, understanding, being convinced that I cannot do this all by myself. I need help. कृपा करो तुम बिना के दयानो जगत संसार तुम बिना के दयालो जगत संसार अरे without you where will I go my dear father श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु दया करो मोर please give mercy please give mercy without your mercy where will I go. Kali Yuga is the most degraded place. That's why as this is most degraded in this, we require mercy from Patita Pavana. That means the person should come for us actually. Actually, in the previous Yugas, not even in Kali Yuga, in the previous years, before the descendant of Lord Chaitanya, everyone used to go to the spiritual master for association, for knowing, for knowledge, for cultivating our self-realization, developing the bhakti. But now they go to the conditioned souls. So that's how that's how this is a beautiful and joyful process. Please try to understand. This this process here, if you see, Duryodhana, the Trashta, is actually asking a question. Now the way how Sanjay is responding is something beautiful. This we have to learn, dear devotee. This is a science. What do we need? What do we need to learn? We need to learn how to speak. It's a science. How do I understand things? How do I speak? Is my words benefiting the other person? What do I give? What do I get? Not just that, at every act of speaking, we should understand, is this really pleasing the Lord? Is this really pleasing the spiritual master? Is this really pleasing Srila Prabhupada? If they are pleased, then my words are good. That means the sadhaka should come to that state that is complete perceptions, is complete understanding, is complete knowledge, is complete thought process, smarana, sravana, smarana, smarana, all the limbs of devotional service. It's only for them only. We should be that sold out person. Otherwise, these anxieties will never go. These anxieties are deep. Please understand. Here, the anxiety with Dhritarashtra is actually sharing. He doesn't have to go through that, dear devotees. If he would have given that partition or some distribution of that property or the assets, he wouldn't have to go through all of these things. He would have stayed happily, but The mind, the consciousness will not allow us to do that. That is what is conditioning is. What is conditioning? Conditioning means it doesn't allow us to stay there. I'll give another example how the conditioning doesn't allow us to stay there. I'll tell an example, very practical. For example, there is a festival here. There's a festival, and then in that festival, they're doing nice decoration to the lordships. And Nityananda Triyodashi is coming there, doing nice decoration to the lordships. So they are doing nice decoration to the lordships, and what is happening is everyone is doing so many services, a lot of services. They are going above and beyond, making a lot of decorations and trying to prepare for the Abhishek and everything. But if the person's but if the person's consciousness who's actually there, if the consciousness is not right, he's seeing everything, but somehow he's feeling that this thing I should have done, that thing I should have done, because he somehow is tensed in the heart. It's a festival only, but his consciousness is not right. His consciousness is actually is feeling that there is that means I should get some respect here. They should put some garland to me. They should give me this, or they should give me that. Because I've done so much. I've been here for so many years. You should do me that, do me this. This expectation, when this expectation is there and this expectation is not met, then the festival will not be a festival for us. Exactly, Dhritarashtra is having that. So he has an expectation. What is that expectation? His son has to win. Now, through that expectation, what is he? What's coming? Anxiety. For example, you invested somewhere, or you did a project. There is some flaw in the project. You know that flaw, but everyone else will know. Everyone else doesn't know. You're in anxiety because that might come out. And for example, there is an audit at the office. You did the project and then they're reviewing it. You will be tensed because you know where the problem is. You're seeing that whether they'll find the problem or not. They'll exactly find that only. Then even the anxiety increases. They do it. See here, what am I trying to say is one aspect. If the aspects or if the principles are not in congenial to the devotional service, that is what is called dharma kshetra. When it is not congenial to dharma kshetra, then the state of anxiety begins. That is why Shiva Prabhupada says, do follow these four regulative principles, four regulative principles sincerely. No matter what happens, do not break these regulative principles. Because the moment we break regulative principles, what happens? State of anxiety will come. Again, the same mind will tell, the mind before what it tell, let's break, that's okay. But the same mind will tell, you know what, you broke this regulative principle, you'll face karmic reactions, serious karmic reactions. Same mind only. Initially it will tell, break this. Later the same mind will tell, why did you break this? Now, whom to trust, what to trust? That's why we should know from where it is coming. Is it coming from the mind? Is it coming from the consciousness? Is it coming from the heart? We should know. Obviously, consciousness means heart. Is it coming from the mind or the consciousness? Or is it coming from the intelligence? Or is it coming from the false ego? Because it can come through false ego also. Mind will run through false ego also. If our false ego is high, then the mind will show the same thing in a different way. Mind will cheat us through humility also. That means it will actually cheat with good principles also. Just like Bharat Maharaj was being cheated by compassion. That is a good, that is a good quality. It's a divine quality which Lord wants us to cultivate. That means that the mind can be cheated in different ways. Obviously, through bad samskara we are cheated already. because the bad samskaras are already there in our. Those bad samskaras will always come continuously. They will not stop. Because the mind is very tricky now. But the mind will also cheat us through good samskaras. This is very instrumental. A person who gave up everything, that person is going through difficulty. Please understand this. That means mind doesn't think that, oh, you're surrendered or not, or you're given up or not, you have done this or not. Doesn't matter to mind. Array, even while boarding flight to the spiritual world, mind will tell at that time also. Please understand. For example, you did everything, great. You're actually boarding. You're actually going to Goloka. The flight also came for you to take away, to take off. At that moment also mind can trick, telling that, oh, you know what, don't go, stays for some more time. Just relax here. It will tell at that time also. At that time also you need to correct that. Please understand, it's important. You see, right? Um, Gopakumara, he has been taken on a ride. He was shown heavenly planets. Mind was telling, just enjoy here. That's okay. You can practice Krishna consciousness later. You can go later. You can enjoy here. And was telling, but he did not accept. He was just looking where. Do I see any devotees? Here, there's no devotee. They don't want to stay here. That means he's going at different stages. He's just looking for devotees, association, looking for the presence of the Lord. Is Krishna there? Or is devotees there? If no, then there is no business for me. That means see, dear devotees, how much the consciousness has to be tuned up. Do you think Sanjay just received that as a mercy from Yasdev? No. He pleased his spiritual master. Then he received that mercy. The spiritual master should be convinced, he should become convinced with us that yes, he can do this. Then they will give that mercy. Sanjay did exactly the same thing. Otherwise, how he would have seen what's happening over there? See, there what is everything is mercy. If Krishna wouldn't have shook hand with Brahmaji after his austerities, Brahmaji would have created all of this. No. That means, right now, how did Brahmaji receive that mercy? He heard the words called tapa. He did not see the Lord. He was trying to find the root of the lotus stem from Kshirodaka Sai Vishnu's navel. He couldn't find that. That means what is happening? He tried from his way. Please understand. That means a person has to put efforts. Brahmaji also put efforts. He kept efforts. Exalted Vaishnava. He also kept efforts. He put efforts. Please understand. Empowered personality. He kept efforts. After keeping efforts, then Lord said, you do tapa. Then he heard. Then he did tapasya first, as just the words, nothing else. He did tapa. And then Lord came. If Lord wouldn't have come, there wouldn't have been any creation. Please understand, if there is no person who is actually eligible for that position, Lord personally takes that position and then does the creation. That means Lord will take the position of Brahmaji, expense. He himself will become Brahmaji. He himself will become Indra if there is no person who is actually eligible for that position. Because Indra is a position, Brahma is a position, Varuni, Vayu, these are all positions. The Devi Devata is a position. Based on a person's qualification, a person will be kept there as a service. You do this service from today. Did what is? Everything is running through service only. Surya Dev is doing a service. Because every day he comes in the east. He rises in the east and sets in the west every day. Is Sunday, Monday, doesn't matter. The market is up, market is down, doesn't matter. No matter what, every situation is there. There is sunlight, moonlight, doesn't matter if it is snow day, this day, doesn't matter. Every day will come. Now the clouds might cover, but every day is coming. That means what is he doing? They're all doing services to please the Lord. That means at every moment we can actually see the Lord. This is lacking. That's why Duryodhana is in that state of anxiety. Please understand. Please understand why in the conditioning we are so much bounded by this anxiety. Why? Because we don't remember the Lord. We don't remember his magnanimity, his presence. Because his magnanimity and presence is actually told by our acharyas, not independently. One second. So they are not in the state of anxiety. Who? Who are completely dependent. But who are not dependent are a complete anxiety. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Today somebody was sharing me this. People wanted to have an alternative to US dollar. People of the world. Because US dollar is the greatest thing, na? Now they wanted to have an alternative to that. Countries like China, India, Russia, they wanted to have an alternative, a replacement. That's why they are investing more in gold. Then I was thinking, that means every day is not the same day here. Because it's material world, na? It's always changing. Material world always changing. Now these countries, they want to have an alternative. Because they want to have alternative other than US dollar because it's difficult through all the tariffs and everything. That's why people are changing so much drastically, dynamically. And this person is telling that is why the prices of the gold have increased so much in last 1 year. I was shocked to want to hear that. How come the prices is so high? This is the reason. Because every bank is buying. China, India, Japan, all these countries are all their banks, central banks, they're buying gold, 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 gold. They're selling dollar, buying gold, selling dollar, buying gold, selling dollar, buying gold. Why? Alternative. Every person wants to have an alternative just to fit the needs and necessities as per that particular situation because they cannot pay that much tariffs. There's a reason for everything. If something is changing in our life, we should understand there's a reason for that. But if you see, no matter what is done, situations might change here and there. But one thing is always remains. That anxiety will never go. Just changing from one location to the other location. The anxiety. This person, yes, always think about this. This person has everything, but still is in anxiety. Proper doesn't have anything. Materially, spiritually has so much. Materially doesn't have anything, but still is happy. Doesn't have any anxiety. During the Second World War, people are throwing bombs in Kolkata. Prabhupada is making puri for offering. Is offering boga to the Lord. He's making nice puris, kachoris. They're happily practicing Krishna consciousness. He's not fearful. They're pure souls. They're not fear of this. They're not fearful of this world. This world is changing very quickly. So much inflation. They're actually telling next generation people will not be able to afford homes, buying homes. So that's why I always say this Prabhupada, whatever Sri Prabhupada said. Simple living, I thinking is perfectly best matching now only. Perfect setup. Simple living, high thinking. I lead a simple life. Think highly. Think higher things. Why is Dhritarashtra? Why is Dhritarashtra in that state of anxiety? Why is he perplexed? Why is he fearful? Because he doesn't have Krishna in his life. As simple as that. Period. Doesn't have the spiritual master in his life. For us, doesn't we don't have spiritual master in the Lord in our life. That's why. That's why we are in anxiety. That's why we are depressed. That's why we are in fearful state. Exactly what Dhritarashtra is actually manifesting. Hare Krishna. Everything is changing so quickly. Everything is changing so quickly. Up until last year, this time, nobody was talking about silver. Today, everyone is speaking about silver. Changing, everything is changing, damn, because people are seeing other alternatives. They want other alternatives. Is it not anxiety do you know this? This is all anxiety actually. Where to do, what to do, how to do, where to keep this, what to keep this. Is it not anxiety? Please, please check this. It's anxiety. It's a problem. I remember my spiritual master soul. That's why they are very pure souls. He said, I never depend on God, but I depended more, but I have more dependence than God. What is that? Cow dung. Yes, because he always tells us. Oh, my spiritual master told me, greater than gold is cow dung. He said, you invest on that. Because in that investment, there is no anxiety. Right. Rest everything wherever. It's all anxiety. And whoever understands this, their life will become successful. Because Prabhupada always tells about this. Try to lead a simple life. Why are you running behind so many things? He always tells this. Because if our heart is simple, they do it. That's why Dhritarashtra, even Krishna came, he couldn't think about it, he couldn't perceive. He knows that person, but he couldn't really know that person because he's filled with anxiety. Raga, Dvesha towards Pandavas. Why they came. They're asking our property, our property. They're Pandu son, not my son. Mamaka Pandava Seva. My sons and Pandu sons, what are they doing? What are they doing? Did the war begin? Who won? Who won? He's asking, his anxiety. Anxiety, this is anxiety. This is deepest anxiety. Krishna Krishna. This anxiety, a person will carry this anxiety when he's not Krishna conscious. Very clearly seeing devotees, very clearly. The scriptures are very clear. Now Sanjay is trying to pacify this person because that is his nature now. Vidura was actually pacifying Dhritarashtra all life, but at the end he chastised him heavily. You're sitting like a dog at the home. Then he realized he left. You're eating like a dog. He used heavy statements. Bhagavatam speaks about that. Up until that point, he said, Are you killed? You're trying to kill. You tried to kill all these personalities, and you're staying with them only now. Don't you have like self prestige? How can you stay there? You better leave that place immediately. Like a dog, you're acting like a dog. This is not good for you. See this, dear devotees. Please understand. The nature is very difficult actually. That's why the children should never be in anxiety, dear devotees. But the problem is so-called education in this world, it keeps in anxiety. There's a small heart, simple people. They should not be in anxiety. But too much materialism keep them in anxiety. Srila Prabhupada, the merciful father, actually, he tells cows, land, that's enough. The five things have to be taken care. That forms the community. Brahmana, children, women, elderly people, and cows. All these people have to be taken care. To have facility to take care of these people. Prabhupada, actually, this is what is Bhagavad Dharma is. This is called as Dharma Kshetra actually. This is a real Dharma Kshetra where these five people are being maintained. Brahmanas are maintained by giving right Krishna conscious. Children are maintained by giving that facility. Elderly people are maintained by giving Krishna conscious and that facility. Cows are maintained by the land. That's how they are maintained. So these things have to be assessed. When these things are assessed, then we'll be pacified. Otherwise, the heart will never be pacified. Otherwise, what happens is, even though we've been given so many things, still the heart will send some kush problem. It will show some problem. Because because the Atma will never be satisfied until it gets that relationship. It has to, because without that, there is no existence to the soul. That's why soul cannot be happy. Because mind has to be purified, intelligence has to be purified, false ego has to be purified. These three things have to, the subtle body has to be purified. When the subtle body is purified, obviously the gross body will be purified. Because subtle body drives the gross body. And when the subtle body is purified, then the heart will be, heart which is a consciousness, which is a soul, which is a Atma will be satisfied. And for this it requires continuous association. That's what Sanjay is trying to tell now. Don't worry, you know what? Your son is going to Dronacharya. He's going to ask about the situation because your son is in a fearful state. Why is he fearful state? No, dear, there is no foundation. You constructed five-floor building. You know that you did not add foundation to that. Will you sleep well? You will not sleep well because you know the building will fall down sometime. There's no foundation. Na? Because the foundation is of truth. The spiritual master, they are the foundation. That's what they don't see. We cannot see them, but they drive our consciousness. The acharyas they drive. If that is not there, then obviously the fear factor will. They want to see it. Duryodhana has everything. Don't you? He has everything, but still he is fearful. Dhritarashtra is with the question in itself. The questioning. What is the first word which is coming from the word is kya ho raha hai, kya ho raha hai. That means it's an anxiety. He's not asking Sanjay, how are you? What's happening? First understanding is this. He's asking kya ho raha hai udhar? Kya problem hai? It's a problem. That means the person has so much, but still he's affected through that. Then means it's a problem. This problem has to be addressed. Now we all have this problem. We should address this problem. For example, if the consciousness is telling, oh, I don't have this problem, that's Maya actually. Selection. Material nature is very powerful. That's why we should not associate with her more. Should be careful. That's what Sanjay is telling you. Don't worry, don't worry. No, that's what they are doing. Now we will speak about Duryodhana. It's very interesting what Duryodhana is speaking. See, father opened up with anxiety. Duryodhana is actually enhancing that anxiety. Please understand it. This is a proof that entire world is in anxiety. If you see, kings are in anxiety. What to speak of citizens? They're not Parikshit Manas to quit everything within a moment. Do you show one person in this world that he will quit, knowing that he will die in 7 days? Show me one person. Nobody will quit. They want to extend that 7 days to 70 days so that he can watch on Netflix, this, that, other stuff. This is a problem actually in this world. That's why pure devotee is rare in this world. Pure souls are rare, very rare. That's why this entire world is in a problematic state, chaotic condition. Nobody knows what's happening. Somebody says there will be a war, somebody says there will be this, there will be that. All cheating. One person wants to collect more taxes, other persons are reacting now to him. What will he do after collecting all those taxes? Alex. It's a problem actually. Nobody has good relationship. Just see, the countries are actually fighting. countries are fighting. Think about this weird about it. Do you think all these people are happy? Nobody. The only solution is this. Krishna consciousness. There's no solution. There's no solution other than this. That's why, even though this has been spoken 5,000 years ago, still valid today to us practically. I remember Srirchanasha telling, he tells that children has to be taken to hospitals, to jails, so that they understand, they see what's happening there, how people, why are they kept in that situation, why that person went to jail, and why is he in the hospital. They should know. Because generally we see other side is always green. Other side is always green. Everyone is thinking, oh, I have a condo or a townhome. That person has a single family. They'll be very happy. Single family na, is happy, very spacious. Because he's thinking, this person who doesn't have that. Or a person has an old home. He says that new home is good. The old home is old. I want to have a new home. Because whatever we are having, we are not satisfied with that. We want more. Very interesting. Few years back, when I was trying to buy a home, another home, I messaged my spiritual master. He said, why you want to buy a home? Anyhow, you'll come to India. Don't buy. That's it. He stopped it. He said, don't buy. Then I replied, Prabhu will not buy. He said, okay, Lord will give you home there. Don't worry. You don't have to worry. That means he's convincing again. Don't be in state of anxiety. In a loving way, he's telling. Now, when you think in the future, oh, I did not buy the home, I should have bought the home. If I would have bought the home, it would have been more now. Oh, it would have been more now. Or in the future, it would have been more. This is all anxiety. He said, Lord will give you a home there. That's it. Removal of anxiety, one word. Exactly what Sanjay is telling to Dhritarashtra. I felt my spiritual master told him, because I am also like Dhritarashtra. Dhritarashtra meant it. So the association is very, very helpful. Pure devotees association. Because their words are always pure. Their consciousness is always pure. Their heart is always pure. They do not have any other. Their entire day they are in that state only. This is called as pure devotional consciousness. Should aspire for the pure devotional service. Correct. I'll stop here. Anyone would like to add anything? Any questions? Would like to share anything?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji and Nam always to Shri Prabhupada and Day. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for every day inspiring us. And also, especially this, as you mentioned, that when we try to look at the news, everything is, very chaotic. So, the best thing is, depend on Krishna, not to see much news and, get carried away. That's what I feel feeling, Prabhuji, because as you say, every day new things are coming, and here actually people are afraid to go out also. ICE agents are coming and taking them away. All these kind of news is bothering.
Who is coming?
Yes,
Who
Prabhuji.
is coming and taking?
These ICE agents, Prabhuji, like the immigration agents, even they are
Oh,
targeting US citizens also. That's what I heard. So the best thing is depend on Krishna and you know uh, forget all that. That's what I wanted to. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for bringing this wonderful point. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
please be vigilant and be careful. Let us all depend on Srila Prabhupada's words. That is a shelter home for us and move forward. Because life is always different. Every person is different. So if one person comes, then he will change so many things. That is impacting us actually. So just be calm. Chant your rounds nicely, daily here nicely. And let us see how it is happening. Let us see. Don't worry, whatever has to happen, it will happen. Let us remain in that simple state. And you can move forward according to that. So temporary, it's all temporary. Till change. It will not always remain like that. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisance. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna. And actually you don't have to worry about that. If anything is happening, India is there now. That's your home country. So we are very fortunate. There are so many alternatives. So
Yes, Prabhuji. Sometimes whatever happens, Krishna knows better than us. He has a better plan than us. Maybe that
so
is.
sometimes we don't want to come. Krishna will
Yes,
send
yes,
us. So
yes, Prabhuji. Agreed.
Hare Krishna. Yes,
So
ma'am. Yes. Please
I
tell.
just wanted to share one point that you beautifully explained, comparing Dhritarashtra and Duryodhana, like the father who is in an anxious state. Obviously, the if the management is in anxiety or the Raja is in anxiety, obviously the Praja also will be impacted by that anxiety. They will also be, unless they are in a higher consciousness. I was just thinking, if parents are in anxiety in whichever situation it may be, then obviously it would impact the family, the kids also, unless they are dependent on guru. So I like that point too. So it gives a kind of a realization that how strongly we should depend on the spiritual master. The words, we should beg for mercy to have those words come, be reminded at that particular situation. That way we act, so that the anxiety or the raga, dvesha, everything should come down. Otherwise, if we forget, or if we try, if I am, though I know that I'm dependent, though I get those messages reminded, slowly, if it goes to the false ego platform, what's the use? It's of no use, right? So I have to be, even more dependent. That way, the intelligence would be given by Krishna to act accordingly. That way, as you said, that way, if the parents are not, then obviously the kids also will see us, understand. Okay, this is because of the mercy of the spiritual master. So Krishna consciousness is the key. So they also will slowly understand. So yeah, I just wanted to share, Prabhuji. Thank you so very much. Hare Krishna.
Everything is coming through the dependency on. The more we depend, the more we feel the presence. The more we think that everything is coming through I and mine, the more we lose the dependency. That's what Duryodhana was actually feeling. That's why he's in a fearful state. If we begin thinking that, oh, I'm chanting, I'm reading, I'm hearing, I'm doing, then it will all, it will all be in vain. It will not give right solution, right solace to the heart. Because it will always show us in a superior state, which itself is an illusory state. Amsha cannot be superior. Amsha is always an Amsha. But the Amsha sometimes he thinks that the moment he becomes a prime minister or a president, the moment he becomes a father, the moment he becomes an employee of a company, things are happening, things are manifesting through his efforts. That itself is an obstruction. Actually, I remember spiritual master telling the children has to be trained in such a way that they should see the background things. They should know the background things, what's happening in the background. The children know the background things, then that is when they would appreciate them. Otherwise, children will not appreciate, because if they don't know what's happening in the background, how is that gratitude manifesting in their heart? Likewise, we should also understand the background. So Prabhupada has worked so much for us. Our spiritual master is working so much for us. They're doing in the background. They're praying for us. They're giving that attitude. They're helping us
అదే కొన్ని చెడ్డీలు ఉన్నాయి తర్వాత వేసేసే మీకు
to understand, to realize this conscious process. Otherwise we cannot. Because that's what is matter. That's what matters. What matters is very important. Not what we see. What we feel is important. Everyone is seeing the pig. But a realized, self-realized person is actually seeing so much behind that. No, what we are feeling behind is what matters. Because whatever we are feeling, that is a real thing actually. For example, if a person would see a woman, if he's a desire to enjoy, then his feeling is different. Just through his vision only is enjoy. But if a person is really self-realized, he will actually see there is a service for me here. This jiva belongs to the Lord. This jiva has to be connected to the Lord. They have to be connected. Why the problems are coming in this world? Because one person wants to enjoy the other person. Please understand the root problem. I'll tell. The root problem in this world is person wants to enjoy the other person. What is the reason of these tariffs? They want to get more money, na? That is the only thing, na? Why they are putting tariffs? 50%, 70%, 20%. Why? Because they want money. Why? Because they think that they are great. Policy go, it will show that they are great. That means whatever they want, they can do. That is what is happening right now. It's a debacle. It will be in a debacle state if this continues like this. Because people are changing, people thought process is changing. They will find other alternatives. So what I am telling is through false ego only everything is manifested. That means you're actually governing, you're trying to govern the entire world. That will not be possible. You're not the controller. You might be the controller for your country, but you cannot control everyone outside your country. Please understand. It's a cheating actually. This is for a downfall, just like UK was downfall. This is a cheating. So lead to downfall. So if the downfall is helping us to become more Krishna conscious, that's good. Whatever is coming for us is good. The situation, please understand, please see, the falsing are so deep devotees. Because through that falsing only they want to control the other person. They think that the other country is not that great. They're dependent on me. So let me put whatever I post on them, they will accept. That will not work like that, now. How much time you will put control on them? That's what about is through force things will not manifest. Now it seems to be manifesting, but they will revolt again. Now how many days Britishers ruled India? 200 years. Huh? After that they gave independence. Huh? You cannot put force always continuously. This is a material nature. Nobody is a lord here. Nobody is a master here. Please understand. How many years Duryodhana ruled or Dhritarashtra ruled? So temporary, na? Even though they want to rule it continuously, they cannot do it. Likewise, we cannot do it here. This we have to surrender. Just like Subal Prabhu was mentioned, we should depend. We should come to that plane. That's why our only option is to surrender. That's the only solution for us. There is no solution here. No matter how much you do. Let's say this entire life you are good. Next life, what about next life? We are not saying it, that doesn't mean that it's not there. No, you don't see what's happening here in India. You can only see this window. But you don't know what's happening in the other room. I also don't know what's happening in the other room. That doesn't mean that there's nothing in the other room. There is. Likewise, the moment you leave this body, that means everything is done. Who said? You said. That means whatever you said is correct. That's why Guru Sadhu Shastra always should be taken into consideration. Let's say this entire life you're happy, peaceful. That doesn't mean that next life also will be the same thing. We don't know what's going to happen. That's why all of these things is to allow us to come to that plane of dependency. Now you'll see how Duryodhana is actually doing games here. You'll understand his gambling attitude. Through that gambling attitude, actually, we can correct our consciousness. Please understand. That's why we are discussing all of these things. Actually, Duryodhana is in the heart only. Please understand. Consciousness is in our heart. Here, either here, in our heart. That has to be addressed. If that is addressed, you are happy. Oh, devotee ne dekha hai, nahi dekha hai. He called us, did not call us. He accepted us, did not accept us. He gave prasad, he did not give prasad. That's okay. You will be happy in the heart. Dear devotees, try cultivating that consciousness. It doesn't matter in which situation you've been kept, you'll be happy. That consciousness we want. Hare Krishna. I'll stop here. Thank you all very much. Dear Vamshi Prabhu, please take out the
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavad Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for the wonderful class. That's all. Giving us such wonderful wisdom every day. Especially a point for me was to not be fearful, like Duryodhana. And wonderful example of how Srila Prabhupada wasn't afraid during the war. He was doing his service.
Yes.
Thank you.